Hello, our dear Glow friends. It's Dar and Andrew here in Krakow, Poland. We just came out of Ukraine yesterday for our 5th time going into Ukraine since the war started. Wanted to give you a recap of our trip. It really was above and beyond all we could ask or imagine. Got to see our team, our people, and I'm going to kind of give you a day-by-day blow of what happened. First, getting into the country is quite a challenge. We took, I guess, about a 14-hour worth of being on planes from Charlotte to Munich to Krakow. We're met at the airport by our driver friend Igor, who drove us to the border, where we picked up a train with Yulia and Neil, and we went on about a 9-hour train trip to Lviv. Woke up the next morning and we had our first encounter, our first meeting with our dear friends Dennis and Anya Melnichuk, missionaries who live in Ukraine. And we got to meet some new friends, Dale and Jordan from South Africa. Love these kingdom connections. I believe there's going to be a future relationship with them in South Africa with Glow. Next, we took another train into Kyiv and began our time with our team and our son Sasha. We're so happy to see Sasha doing so well, working with Sergey's team, and we got to spend a little time with them. Had a great team dinner on Friday night and spent time with the entire team celebrating the fact that they have done so much beautiful work in Ukraine. Also got to see Mission, that's the site of Pops' project. Got to go there, visit the pastors Vanya and Nastya. They're loving on people there so beautifully, and did our first visit to see that. We also got to give out some wheelchairs with a friend from America, George, with the Rotary, and our friend Neil did some humanitarian work with them. And so while we were going about, we got to join in with others, which we love partnering with others. It was a Saturday. We did 2 church services, one in Hostomel, which is our what we call home church in Ukraine, with pastors Vanya and Ira, and the children's building, and we got to see some of our kids there and absolutely love bringing the word, seeing the encouragement, just encouragement poured into the people there who've endured so much. So many have had their homes destroyed, and now they're finding community in church with other believers. Andrew brought an awesome word, and after that we moved on to another church in the area in Mission, into the building where they're presently having their church services in. Now, in this building, it was so packed, so full of people, that we really saw the need for our Pops' Project Church. Loved on these people. There were people there literally crying and thanking us for helping to establish this church, because they really found family. After all they've been through in the war, they have found community and family. They come there throughout the week, and they're so excited about this new church building. The interesting thing was this church was right down the road, where Pops' Project is going in, right down the road from this huge war memorial. The biggest ground battle of the war, the first biggest battle, was right there in Mission, right down the road. So there's a huge memorial where hundreds of Ukrainians laid down their life. It was so sobering to see these young officers and see their faces and the war memorial, and then to know that a church is being established right down the road. I felt even better about the Mission Church and the purpose it's going to serve in Ukraine. Our trip continued on Sunday. We went to Sergey's church. Some others from around the world joined us on Saturday and Sunday. There were pastors from Great Britain. There was a team from the Netherlands. It was wonderful to gather with them and have a time of just a beautiful church service Sunday morning. Sergey said it was probably his favorite church service ever at his church father's house. That night we gathered for more prayer. We see prayer as such a foundation to every good work that is being done in Ukraine and worldwide. God has to pave the way in prayer. So people from I don't even know how many countries, at least 5 countries, were there in the room praying for each other and praying for Ukraine. Sunday was an amazing day. On Monday, early Monday morning, we got up and headed to Alexandria. That's where our orphanage is, and got to see Marina and the whole team assembled. Our guys Igor and Sergey and Dima came up from from Odessa. And we got to gather there, have a Glow Leaders Summit, have a meeting, all share what's going on in our ministries. They got to hear what's happening in America. They gave reports on what's happening in all their individual ministries. It was amazing to just be together. It was one of the most moving times for me to be with our entire team, all the leaders of our team in Ukraine. Then we got to visit the kids at the orphanage, interact with them, have some fun. Our girl Deanna was with us, and Deanna, she is just amazing with kids. So she led them in some games. We had fun, played soccer, just spent a little time with them, and they sang us a song at the end. It was wonderful. On the way back, we had a little trouble with the van. Van broke down, didn't know what we were going to do, but God turned it for good, and we had an amazing encounter meeting one of Sergey's favorite pastors in all of Ukraine. Pastor Sasha from Smile Church was about 30 kilometers away. He came and had someone pick us up, rescued our van, put it in the shop of somebody from his church, put us all up for the night, and fed us one of our favorite treats in Ukraine, which is Lviv croissants. And they even had my favorite juice there, which I was just blessed by the detail of the Lord to take care of us even when our van broke down. We couldn't drive back anyway because there was a curfew, so we spent the night, woke up early the next morning, took a 3-hour drive to Kyiv, and got to Kyiv just in time to get to Hostomel Church for our children's outreach there, where Deanna and I got to lead the kids along with Ira, and we did a children's service for all the kids coming to Hostomel. I loved it. We were in our just element, getting to love on our Glow kids there in Hostomel and equip them in ways to love God and be close to Him and love others well. Tuesday, that was Tuesday, sorry. Wednesday was the day to go to Chernobyl. So we got up early again. Maxime came to pick us up with his team, Tanya and her Sasha, and we went, and Yulia translated for us. We went on down to Chernobyl region and visited in the homes of 10 grandmas. It was a beautiful thing to be able to be in their homes. These were all grandmas that have been adopted by you. I'll have more for you individually on that, but they gave personal greetings, and we got to just bless them, love them. Some of them cried with us, some of them just laughed with us. Got to be in their homes, see how they live, and just had an amazing day with Maxime. As always in Chernobyl, they love people so well. The last day was Thursday, and this was a day we spent with family and spent time with Sasha and Christina, and also with Sergey, checking in on Mission Church. Pops' project is underway. They were preparing to have the footers and the foundation laid, so we got to be on location, see Vanya one last time, Pastor Vanya, and just hang out with the team and recap what a great trip we had. Many of our moments aren't captured in pictures, but they are certainly captured in our hearts. Thank you so much for sending us. That night we took the late night train out. Let me just tell you about that journey real quick. The journey out was an overnight train, probably one of the most treacherous experiences we've had in a train in a long time. Overnight train got there from about 11:20 p.m. until 6:10 in the morning. No sleep for husband, a little bit for me. Woke up a lot, but after that we were picked up by a driver in Lviv, and we were driven an hour and a half to the border, and then we got to cross the border by foot. So we got to experience kind of what Ukrainians have to go through. Now there was a line for foreigners that was much shorter to go through. Still took a good bit of time to get through the border, and then a driver picked us up. Igor picked us back up. We drove 3 hours to Krakow, and we've been here for a day of rest. So that's our trip in a nutshell. Now tomorrow morning, Andrew and Neil head back to America early in the morning, and Yuli and I will head to our second leg of this journey, and that's to the Philippines for part 2 of my summer adventure. And just want to thank you all for investing us, for coming with us. This is what you did through your giving, through your prayers. Please continue to pray for Ukraine, pray for the people here, that they encounter the love of God. We've seen so much growth and joy and appreciation for you, and they just express their gratitude all the time, and we see growth in them in the Lord. So thank you so much for loving us and helping us to go love others well.